outcome statement from the first ever Global Children's Climate Summit, held in Nairobi from the 31st to the 2nd, 2023. Ahead of the Africa Climate Summit, UNGA 78, and COP28. The theme: a platform to mobilize children globally to influence climate finance policymakers in favor of the Global South. Outcome statement. We, the Global Child-Led Climate Change Summit Committee, GCCCS, and the children representatives from the Global South who have authored the new Children's Global Financial Pact Declaration and presented it to global leaders and those in the financial world during the new Global Financial Pact Summit in Paris, France, from the 22nd to the 23rd June 2023. We have planned and convened the first ever Global Child-Led Climate Change Summit in Nairobi from the 31st of August to the 2nd of September, on the sidelines of the inaugural Africa Climate Summit. The outcome statement and declaration from children below will feed into the Africa Climate Summit and beyond to influence policymaking and decision-making and include the voice of the children and adolescents. Dear Honorable President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and esteemed Chairperson of the African Union, distinguished heads of state and government, esteemed leaders of international organizations, respected representatives from civil society, foundation, funds, and the private sector in attendance at the Africa Climate Summit 2023. We, the children and young advocates for global financial justice, poverty eradication, and climate action, gathered here in Nairobi for the first ever child-led Global Climate Change Summit from the 31st of August to the 2nd of September 2023 as the preparatory event for the Africa Climate Summit 2023, taking place from the 4th to the 6th of September in Nairobi, representing diverse backgrounds and regions. We are driven by a shared belief in the power of our voices to effect positive change. Calls for global leaders. Number 1, to empower our climate voice. We seek the world's support in empowering our advocacy. Allow us to highlight climate-induced child rights violations and share our solutions. Number 2, to prioritize children's health and education. We implore global stakeholders to boost our community empowerment, addressing climate change's impact on children's health and ensuring African girls' education and protection from forced marriages. We insist on robust climate finance. Amplify climate finance globally, ensuring that contributions do not support fossil fuel expansion. Our lives and our nation's future depends on this commitment. Demand for global financial reform. A shift from outdated economic models to systems that champion humanity and the environment is vital. Business models should prioritize our rights, job creation, and the eradication of poverty. Intergenerational Pact for a Regenerative Future. Call for a just transition to a regenerative future for all. We advocate for an intergenerational commission to redefine our social contract and birth a new economy, prioritizing our planet. Equitable carbon trade and biodiverse investments for Africa. To ensure transparency in the global carbon trade to safeguard Africa's vulnerable communities. To encourage national and international entities to empower African communities in biodiverse investments.
Calls for African leaders. 1. Include